There we go. 10-second mark should be safe even by YouTube standards here. Welcome, folks. I am Nathan P. Butler. This is my YouTube channel. This is the so-called Battlefront Livestream podcast. Why podcast? Not because you're getting it as an MP3, so some kind of pod-catching software. Instead, podcast or more of a vodcast, because while it is a live stream, it's much more focused on the discussion with those in the chat, or commentary about the game, or discussion with guests if I happen to have a guest on the stream at any given time, just like I've had Jim Perry on recently. Yeah, hot up in here. I gotta roll up my sleeves. Also on this channel, you'll find stuff like From the Star Wars Home Video Library that had a recent episode on the 7 Star Wars product reissues that came out at Walmart within the last week to 2 weeks here, in case you're trying to see what those actually are and how you can get your hands on a DVD of Forces of Destiny Volume 1, which is part of that package. Also, just released overview videos of the contents of the Wave 12 and 13 X-Wing miniatures game stuff. So that's 5 new ships, 5 new videos. And as far as beyond YouTube, I, of course, am one of the 2 hosts with Mark Hurleman of Star Wars Beyond the Films, a podcast about Star Wars legends and canon books and whatnot. One of the 2 hosts alongside Michael Morris for Cloud City Casino, a Star Wars gaming podcast. Lots of episodes recently about Battlefront 2. Both those podcasts are over at StarWarsReport.com. I'm the guy behind the Star Wars Timeline Gold, the single most comprehensive Star Wars chronology available anywhere at over 3,100 pages across 5 different documents, which just had its 20th anniversary 2 months ago and has a new 2017 edition out now. That is over at StarWarsFanWars.com/timeline. And, of course, you can find my book, A Saga on Home Video, a fan's guide to U.S. Star Wars home video releases on Amazon. My Patreon is also well into effect, which is patreon.com/Nathan P. Butler, all as one word. We are going to be working on, or I am going to be working on, Blast Them All. There isn't a new challenge for The Last Jedi yet, but I'm still sitting on needing about 8 more to knock out that full season challenge, and it looks like it's officers that I need it with, even though I didn't think that it was. All right. Whew. So let's see. And hello to Creepinator and JL over in the chat. I haven't seen it yet, personally. We will eventually see it, but I'm betting that we're going to see it probably on home video or eventually at the so-called Dollar Movie nearby. Fayetteville, Georgia, which is about 20 minutes, half an hour away from here, is where we usually go see movies. And there's the Cinemark with the XD stuff and the reclining seats and everything, which is where we're going to see The Last Jedi on Thursday night. But then they've also got this theater that's sort of built into a strip mall kind of thing, that is not nearly as luxurious or as big a screen, but it is much cheaper, and that one's got hot dogs. Good hot dogs. Although that was the place that one time when we had to wait on a hot dog and the lady was going to bring it out, I happened to use the restroom and caught the lady on the way back just to see if she knew when it was going to be brought out, and it turns out that she had just brought it out to my wife, only her words to me were, "I just gave it to your daughter." So yes, the grays are in full effect, apparently. Although I guess I do look older now because I'm not wearing one of my superhero t-shirts or Star Wars t-shirts or something. It was just too damn cold today to do that. But of course, once I pull up the light to shine this direction, so I don't look like I'm shrouded in darkness, it gets too freaking hot in here, so I had to roll up the sleeves. Alright. Superman versus Kylo Ren versus Superman? Does that mean there are 2 different Supermans, or just Kylo Ren versus Superman? It depends on whether Kylo gets a chance to stop him first and whether Kylo has any kryptonite. If not, he's screwed. But imagine a green lightsaber with the blade's crystal being kryptonite. Kyber kryptonite. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Where you at, Holmes? I got 2 shots. If somebody can get him, at least I get an assist out of that.
Present and correct. Tractor control resecured and online.
Yeah, BD Live is usually pretty crappy. I just ran out. We ran out doing some shopping the other night and wound up picking up let's see, Breakfast Club, Blu-ray, It's a Wonderful Life, the Blu-ray, the Platinum Anniversary Edition that's got the colorized and regular one. I love It's a Wonderful Life. It is such a well-done film. Old, but well done. And then we picked up, I'm looking over here at them on the table, we picked up Split. If you haven't seen Split with James McAvoy, holy shit. It is really quite good. And it is a sequel a sort of a stealth sequel to Unbreakable, and the sequel to Split will be a sequel to both Unbreakable and Split. So of course I had to order Unbreakable too. But then today I was out and picked up Luke Cage. Luke Cage Season 1 is on Blu-ray now. No fanfare, no, as in like nobody really announcing it and making a big deal out of it, but yeah, it's finally out. Then Kingsman, The Golden Circle came out today. Let's see, shoot. I grabbed some other stuff I honestly don't remember. Picked up the 2-pack, not to be confused with Tupac, of Bad Boys 1 and Bad Boys 2. Because I love Bad Boys 1, even if I think Bad Boys 2 is garbage. And then picked up the 3D Blu-ray of iRobot. Already had that as a regular Blu-ray. A lot of this stuff was all like super sales at Best Buy. And then in the mail came Elstree 1976, which is a Star Wars documentary on DVD. Blu-ray's on its way. And People vs. George Lucas on DVD. Since I already had a digital copy of it, that has finally arrived. As has Prequel Strike Back a couple days ago, so kind of loaded up. All right. Very cool. Very cool, yeah. So what country, Harry? Let's see. Yeah, reviews are looking good, although I can't remember which one a friend of mine quoted on Facebook, but their response was basically that it's amazing to see how much, I forget the exact wording, it's something like, it's amazing to see how much of the lovingly crafted return to the things that are familiar from Force Awakens gets completely destroyed and decimated in this one. So expect it very much to kind of upend the status quo. If the idea was that Force Awakens had to be similar to A New Hope to try to bring us in and bring that familiarity in the formula, then this is the one that turns everything on its head and sort of gives it its own, gives the sequel trilogy its own feel, its own identity. In theory. Hey, Ben! How you doing? I actually just got that order out for the book, so as soon as that book shows up, I will sign it and get it out there to you in the mail. Ben, folks, for those who don't know, Ben is actually the very first Patreon supporter of mine at all over on the Patreon that I launched back in October. So kind of that landmark piece of Butlerniverse history, so to speak. So, why is it that people are doing that in Heroes vs. Villains rather than anywhere else? Ah, New Zealand. Gotcha. Gotcha. Cool. I'm not forgetting about my team, I just don't give a crap. At this point. All I'm trying to do at this point is try to run through and grab some kills, which right now are tending to be assists, unfortunately, to finish out the last 8 I need for the Last Jedi season challenge thing. I feel like my brain's melting playing all these rounds over and over, mainly for that. When I'd much rather be playing Starfighter Assault and working on some of those challenges. So, what was the deal about people cheating in Heroes vs. Villains, and why there rather than somewhere else? Yeah, I'm worried about spoilers just from the standpoint of social media, but I'm kind of like, eh. I mean, I don't really, it's like I care, but I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to seek out spoilers, but I'm not sure that I'm going to care, you know, if something is spoiled. Chris, I think that when you have a game where usually you have at least 2 to 3 people on every single team who are sitting there rubber banding and not actually playing, not sure that the worst possible team player is someone who just isn't using the buff button. But yeah, I'll certainly admit to being a bad team player just in the sense of not using the buff often. Mainly because I'd rather be playing with a different class and not have to sit here as frickin' officer to finish out that challenge. And Zoom goes by things in the chat that I didn't see. Yay! Yay in a sarcastic way. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the spoilers out of the visual dictionary, but that doesn't usually spoil beyond about the first third of the film. I'm sure that if my wife gets some spoilers, she'll be like, hey, guess what? I almost want to tell my wife that... I almost want to spoil for my wife that Ezra is Snoke, only for her to find out in the film that it's not, because she drives me nuts by constantly saying that he is. And every time that Snoke shows up in... Or, sorry, Ezra shows up in Rebels, she says, "Hi, Snoke." Every time. Chris, I actually haven't been dealing with too much lag the last couple of days. But I mean, it's horrible about a week ago, but it seems like it's kind of dipped off. But I am noticing I'm getting more lag on certain modes. So I wonder if it just comes down to the mix of players that you're dealing with at any given time and the connections involved. That's cool. So, okay, so official, let me say that it zipped by. So why that mode instead of others? I get that players would work on the hero challenges. Why would someone who is rubber banding, as they call it, basically just sitting there and using a rubber band to hold down a button so that they're not considered inactive, why would they use that mode instead of others? Does it give more credits or XP, or not XP, points toward ranking up or something rather than relative to other modes?
For the Rebel Alliance.
I'm gonna start hitting that buff button as much as possible just for Chris. Although hopefully that will get me in the habit of doing it, which will actually make me a better team player. Anyway, I mean, he does have a valid point. I mean, I can answer with sort of a, "Hey, wait a minute" kind of answer, but he's got a valid point. I get that sometimes, Chris. I don't as much. The last day or two, last week or so actually by now. But what I am noticing is that when I'm on my wireless connection, I'm getting it more than when I'm on a wired connection. But it's weird because usually it kind of balances out. If I'm on a wired connection and I'm streaming on a multiplayer game, then I wind up having about the same experience as I do just on my regular Wi-Fi when I'm playing online multiplayer, but I'm not streaming. I guess because of the bandwidth usage. But I'm seeing a little bit more, or actually quite a bit more of the rubber banding type effects and stuff like that, especially when running in third person. I'm getting a lot more of that when I'm on Wi-Fi and not streaming now than when I'm on my actual wired connection and streaming, which is what I'm doing now. So I don't know. Wonder Woman versus Kylo Ren. There would be no fight, or Wonder Woman would just whoop his butt, because the first thing he would do is he would notice Diana's luxurious hair and ask how she got it that way, and ask for, like, conditioners he could use on his own hair. Ah, gotcha. Thanks, official. Highest death/time scores. Maybe I should play that mode more often then. Not a big fan of it, because I feel like the heroes right now are very unbalanced. But, you know. 2017. Because they couldn't just call it 1968 again and have it be that shitty year, so we're just going to have 2016 and have it be pretty close. Although I would just like to provide my personal congratulations to the president, who in about a month will have been in office for an entire year, something I never imagined possible. So, congratulations to I guess he's not really the apprentice anymore. I guess he's the master. Not that he was ever the apprentice on The Apprentice, but you know what I mean. Oh! Go! Ah! Big Mac Jack. I'm assuming it's... You know what? No. There's a joke that goes along with that has to do with the origin of the secret sauce. But no, not gonna do it. Even if the secret sauce in a Big Mac does taste kind of nasty. What type of connection is that, Chris? I missed the top part of what's showing on the screen right now. Well, we also have, don't forget, 1968 was also the death of Robert Kennedy. It was the year that we saw the riots. I mean, 68 was kind of like as dark as the 60s got, and now here we are at 2017, and it's just crazy. Oh, okay, that's true. Okay, gotcha, Chris. Yeah, Wi-Fi is where I'm seeing the most issues. but not a ton. Not compared to like a couple weeks ago when it was constant. Shoot, I didn't even think about the soundtrack coming out on Friday, Ben. I guess I'll need to make sure to grab that. Thankfully, I'll grab that digitally. I turned so for those who weren't on the stream the other day, so we got Phasma, which for those who don't know, that is my new car. The car that I had that was totaled in the wreck a few weeks ago has finally been replaced, and we replaced it with a silver Kia Soul, which from the back looks like basically a First Order Stormtrooper helmet. And since we got a silver one, it is, of course, being called Phasma. And with that said, it's, you know, kind of nice, but it is so new that apparently CDs are a thing of the past. Even, like, MP3 CDs are the thing of the past. So now if I want to play music, I'm going to be, if I'm not listening to, like, satellite radio or something, I basically have it playing off of my phone that's connected through Bluetooth in my pocket, or I can have a USB thumb drive kind of thing filled with songs and just plug that in. But there's no CD drive at all. Oh, we lost. So I'm kind of like, you know, I'm slowly but surely adding stuff to my library because I don't on a thumb drive because I don't want to necessarily suck up a lot of space on my phone with music. But it's interesting if I've got it on my phone. You can use the push to talk button for voice commands on the steering wheel to actually activate Siri now with this car. So instead of it just being whatever voice commands the car recognizes, you can press it and do anything with Siri that you otherwise would with your phone, because it's just piping it through to your phone anyway. So I can say, like, Siri, play The Strange Case of by Hailstorm, and it'll turn that second Hailstorm album on, which is pretty cool. And my favorite of the three, if you like Hailstorm at all. Hailstorm is freaking awesome. I've reached that point where Hailstorm is like my jam now, as they say. But yeah, we use Sirius XM for the satellite radio stuff, mainly because I'm big onto POTUS, the Politics of the United States channel, which is about the only balanced political talk network you're probably going to find in most places. Like they got a hell of a lineup. They've got Michael Smerconish, who is fantastic and very balanced at the beginning of the day. They got the morning briefing with Tim Farley, which is sort of a straight-up take on the news and stuff. Then you've got that one with Smerconish that I mentioned, which then leads into the midday briefing back with Tim Farley. Then you've got Julie Mason doing the press pool, which is like a press-based thing, leading into Steele and Unger, which is a two-host thing, one Republican, one Democrat, leading into then replaying some of the other stuff later in the day. It's a great channel if you like political stuff and in-depth political stuff that doesn't assume you're an idiot while you're listening, but that doesn't necessarily go heavy in extremes on any side. Chris, is In This Moment a band? I have not heard of that one. Maybe one for me to check out. I hadn't checked out Hailstorm until my wife pointed me to them. I actually had, at some point, iTunes, I guess, gave me a free music video of Love, Hate, Heartbreak that I really didn't use much. But then it turns out my wife saw it and was like, oh, you listen to them? I'm like, not really. And we started listening to them in the car, and very good. Is it another female lead, Chris? Like Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm? Oh, you trying to shoot me from over there like I'm trying to shoot you from over here. Oh! I shot a unicorn. I shot a unicorn, according to that. BPM. Haven't tried that one. We like, from music standpoint, our presets tend to be 80s on 8, 90s on 9, Pop 2K, Lithium, that sort of thing. Those were very much sort of a 90s alternative and grunge kind of pair. Anybody? Yeah, that didn't help anybody. The Supreme Leader guides us from his big-ass hologram! Cool, I'll have to look at that. For movies, for me, it depends. Like, if it's something I collect, or if it's something that I want to watch in 3D, of course, I'll need a 3D Blu-ray. Or if it's something I collect, I'll have a physical copy. Otherwise, it just kind of depends on what the best deal is that I'm seeing, or the convenience of it. But a lot of movies, if I'm going to buy a movie digitally, I'm just probably not even going to buy it. I'm just going to rent it. By which time the physical copy's already out and I might already have picked it up. Or I'll just wait till it's on a streaming service. I'm more digital when it comes to books and comics. Again, non-Star Wars books and comics.
Maintain position at the landing pad. We'll have it shortly.
With the Comixology app and my Kindle, and before that it was a Nook that I used, which is like the Barnes & Noble version of Kindle. But when the time came for me to finally update, because I wanted to get one that had a built-in light, I went with the Kindle Paperwhite. Since I got Amazon Prime and they give you a free book every month. From a set of books, it's not like you can just choose whatever one you want. It's still decent. Not really much of the old Nickelodeon cartoons for me, but old Nickelodeon stuff like Don't Just Sit There, You Can't Do That on Television, crap, what's the one that had Dave Coulier, you know, Cut It Out, that show, back in the Double Dare. So even when I was watching Nickelodeon back in the day, it didn't tend to be cartoons. The Nicktoon stuff came pretty late into me watching Nickelodeon at all. The hologram room is a big conference room? Did not know that. No, not Full House. The one from Nickelodeon. The one where Dave Coulier was the host. It was because it was You Can't Do That on Television, and then right after that, they would have Dave Coulier's show on. And that's where I knew him before really watching Full House a lot with my sister. There you go, guys. There's a buff.
In position, capturing the hold.
Make that armor shiny. Here's a buff. Man. Might as well have gone back further and gone back to my... whatchamacallit? Sniping. I mean... Alright. Let's see if we can hold it. Here you go, guys! Starting up the shield!
Seize the area now.
No idea who Joxer from Xena is, because I never watched Xena. Legend of the Hidden Temple? Never heard of it. I think. Silver Monkeys? Is that a show?
Now.
I like 12 Monkeys, both the show, which I really need to get back into. I only saw the first season, but it's really good. If you like time travel stuff, and the movie 12 Monkeys, but Silver Monkeys, not so much.
The test of our assault. Capture the two main exit points so the resistance cannot leave. We will pluck our prize from the carnage.
Oh, wrong side. I want to go to the other side. Well, no, crap. That was for the other phase that I would normally want to go to the other side. No problem. I can remember the. I try to remember the name next time I start searching for music. In this moment, treasure of these moments. Quick, name the movie. He says treasure these moments, but then somebody mocks him with treasure of these moments to make fun of him. Name the movie. Ah! Carbom. Today we achieve greatness.
This is taking too long. Secure the east exit now.
Get out of here, civilian! Go! Ben Affleck, Batman vs. Kylo Ren. Again, depends on if Kylo can freeze him before he gets to him. That's my default answer. Is it totally depends on if Kylo can do his little freezy thing. When the Clone Wars season DLC comes out, Christoph's from the movie would be a fantastic match. Be nice, but do we even know there's going to be a Clone Wars DLC season? Have they announced anything about seasons beyond The Last Jedi, though? Yeah, and I kind of like that. I mean, aim assist is all right, but there's a point at which if aim assist gets a little too heavy, then it winds up feeling as though you're getting killed when your evasive abilities, which aren't much, aren't nearly as aren't nearly as effective as they should be. Guts, never heard of it. Devoid of it. Oh, why am I stuck? What's happening to my feet?
Launching grenade.
Grenade! That's what I need to... I keep forgetting to pick up Top Secret. I need to remember to pick up Top Secret tonight, even if it's digitally. I don't care. I need to pick up Top Secret. In fact, where's my phone? I should do that while I'm between matches here in a second. Make sure I get Top Secret so I can rewatch that thing. Latrine! Wait a second. Did I not just shoot that guy and he had like almost no health? I smell some bullshit. In case you're wondering, yes, monitoring. We had kind of a screwy week. It's the last regular week for my online students. But then we had a snow day because of ice in some places once snow actually melted and became ice on Monday, which kind of tripped things up. And the deadline is still the same, so now they're kind of working overtime. Mostly in cases where they were already a little bit behind and they needed to catch up anyway. So what was supposed to be kind of a day off on Monday, I mean, there was a lot of students who were working. Okay. Oh, crap! Shoot you in the leg, shoot you in the leg, shoot you in the leg. Oh, crap! Get behind cover! Okay, you get behind cover and then you just slide back down. Get behind cover, slide back down. That's not good. That's not effective use of the cover. Good night. Anybody? Anybody else? Oh, blown the hell up. One more, and I see. Go. Pass along some disappointing news as a student is asking for another retake on a final exam, but I can only give a total of 3 attempts, so that's it. Let's see. Phase 1, destroy the Tritoids. Phase 2, protect the Clonotes. Oh, as far as the... Nice. What? Official, where is that from? Or is that a... Guess, hopeful... Oh, come on! I almost had him. I want to go up there, raise up there. She kicked my ass. What was the show on Nick in the early 90s? Oh, Space Cases. Nope. Nope! By the early 90s, I don't think I was watching Nickelodeon at all. Remember, I was born in '79, so get to the early 90s and I'm already in middle school heading for high school at that point. And Nickelodeon at that point in time at least was thought of as more of an elementary schooler thing. So even once they got some more adult, or not adult, but older fare, it just wasn't, there weren't a lot of people being pulled back. I didn't really watch Ren and Stimpy. Turns out my wife used to like a lot of the reruns of Ren and Stimpy, and her dad named one of their cats, the one with seizures that's in our garage right now, Stimpy, but I never really watched. Rocko's Modern Life, never watched it. Yeah, 10th anniversary would be good, but then you think about how they've kind of screwed up other anniversaries, like this year until this month. With those reissues at Walmart, they didn't do any new releases of the of episodes 1 through 6 at all this year. Again, until the Walmart reissues here just a couple weeks ago, and none of them were even being promoted as 40th anniversary stuff. Ah.
The Imperial droid is gone. Now its secrets belong to the enemy.
5. I need to see how many I still need, or if I can finally switch off a officer. Oh, 48 for Ion chat for the S5. La la. Alright. Make sure I got my... Make sure my wife is still doing her plan. And let's see, what was I talking about? Top secret! Let's find out if I can find top secret on here. So let's go to iTunes Store. Search. Search top secret. And it would help if I spelled top with an O instead of TP. Woo. Top secret comedy. Click. $12.99 to buy or $3.99 to rent. Okay, so it's pulled up, so now I just need to see if it's on Netflix. Almost there. One more kill, presumably with the officer, should do it. And then I have completed my whatchamacallit to help them out. Hey, EK. Very cool. I suppose it's going to be a insert horrible American Australian joke. A good day, mate, because you get to see it. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Yep. Never watched any of those, JL. Although I did see sort of the end back when I was watching old Saturday Night Live stuff when I was younger on Comedy Central when they used to air it all the time. I would watch some of those wild and crazy guys, but not wild and crazy kids. Wild and crazy guys being like, was it Steve Martin and... I don't remember who the other guy was. Was it Dan Aykroyd? On SNL at the time? I'm from the SNL generation where, like, my generation was like Phil Hartman, Dennis Miller, Dana Carvey, that era. Even like David Spade and Chris Farley were like near the end of that era. No Keenan and Kel either. Not for me. Although if you haven't seen, because wasn't someone from Keenan and Kel a member of Jordan and Peele? Am I wrong on that? If you haven't seen Jordan's new film, Get Out, that was out recently, that's now on home video, it is really good. If you like thrillers, really good. Hola, cat donkey. Very cool. Very cool. But, you know, it's probably one of those things where I think part of it is the audience for the stuff that I do is kind of spread out because I have different projects that I do. There's a lot of crossover, but not nearly as much as I would hope between, like, the videos versus the podcast versus the book versus, especially those who read the Tales comic back in the day, because that was a huge number. But, you know, I also don't actively really go out and solicit. I'm like, hey guys, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and stuff like that. You know, share this post. I just kind of, if people want to, great. If they don't, don't. Because for me, it's much more, you know, just kind of a side thing that I do for fun. And if it winds up that, you know, we draw in an audience, great. Although I think that that's a good thing in the sense that, it lets me know sort of when we have a genuine audience versus people who are just like, come on, come on, come on. All right, notice though, by the way, check out that symbol there. It says losing loading area. I didn't notice this until I saw something on the one of the load screens. But you notice how the thing that goes around it, right, that hexagon, it's like piece, 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 right? 6 pieces. But every pair of pieces is connected, and there's a little break in it before the next one. That's just not because it looks cool. It's because if you're trying to capture something that requires it to go all the way around, and it's that type of indicator, once you get past one of those sections, that section can't go back to 0. So, like, if I do the first third and the second third, and then we get screwed over during the last third. The last third itself doesn't actually that's the one you have to redo. You don't have to do the previous two. Cat Donkey may have to repost that. I missed what you said a second ago, and it's still zooming past. Click that thingy. I mean, it'd be nice if more people went to the Patreon, just because the Patreon helps defray the costs of everything else. Like when I bought that $200 worth of reissues a couple weeks ago. But you know, I mean, every little bit helps. As does if you're watching the YouTube channel and you happen to watch your way through any of those ads, the ads that they put on there. The ads slowly build up revenue also, so you know it's helpful. Hello, Jen. Let's see, Ben. Nice. Yeah, Star Wars Home Video was one of those things I was always kind of curious about, but just never really delved into beyond the copies that I had. And then I got to the point where my Legends, now canon, but Legends at the time, book collection and comic collection was just about complete by the standards that I wanted. Like, I didn't care about variant copies. I just wanted the original or an early copy or the original format copy of each and that sort of thing. Had pretty much got that caught up because I've been reading since '92, so it's not like I missed a whole lot. So the end result wound up being that I wanted something else to collect, and that was something I had some interest in, started researching, and it just kind of grew from there. If you had asked me when I started collecting them back, like really collecting the home video stuff in 2013, I never would have expected to say that I was going to be writing a book on it or the book on it. You know, it just never crossed my mind at the time.
Ready to move. We're being forced out of the east side.
Not sure what the light then is. Do you swear? Do I swear on the stream? Sometimes. I don't as much on other videos, but on the stream it will tend to pop up. And then let's see. I think make real land speeders, maybe. I mean, you'd have to have the ability to have some type of repulsor technology to have a real land speeder. I hear you. Mad at me because you bought it. Come on now.
Force them out. No pressure, huh?
I didn't do anything. All I did was make the videos. You're the one that watched them. You're the one that did anything with it. All right, can you get a good angle on these? Not so much here. Getting a good angle. Getting a good angle.
First order elite.
Getting a good angle. Not so much. Oh, there we go.
We're being forced out of the east side.
We're being forced out of the east side. Uh-oh. Dead. Oh, not dead. That is so weird, because most of the time when Kylo throws you, you're screwed. Really? See, soundtracks has never really been my thing as far as trying to actually collect, you know? I'm more of just sort of a... If I have a copy of it, great. If I don't, I don't kind of thing. It's just not been something that I've really tried to hunt down. Han and Snoke the same? Be like my wife saying Han and Ezra, or Han and Ezra, that Ezra and Snoke are the same. Have it turn out that Snoke is DJ, the new guy, Benicio del Toro's character. And I didn't ever know that they were going to bring a Full House character into Star Wars, but apparently DJ's in the movie. Oh my Lanta! I did not. My Jimmy Kimmel watching is down to just about nothing because we don't tend to watch regular TV, and because being someone who understands economics, whenever he delves mostly into political issues, particularly healthcare issues, I want to stab my ears out with straws. because he has no understanding whatsoever of the economic aspects of it and goes on his high horse and basically starts pontificating. And no, if you're a comedian, be a comedian. If you're going to host a talk show, host a talk show. If you're going to start talking economics, know what the fuck you're talking about before you actually say anything, please, or you just look like a dumbass. And he's looked like a dumbass more often than most when it comes to his lack of understanding of the economics of healthcare. Granted, I'm an econ teacher, so that makes me a little more informed in terms of what I actually follow and what I can understand, but for the love of God, don't go out and start making yourself the champion of everything healthcare without actually understanding anything about it. And that applies not just to him, it applies to lots of things. I mean, that would apply to many of our legislators in Washington who know nothing about economics, or who care less about economics and care nothing about or know nothing about economics of healthcare, or care nothing for it in terms of political points. For example, here's Nathan about ready to go on a rant. I would love to have someone on the now I'm not a big fan of the Obamacare law, the ACA, for the economic reasons that have caused, surprise, costs to go up, not down, and that sort of thing. But at least it had built into it a function that should have at least helped defray the costs that never worked by using supply and demand. It just didn't work because the mandate wasn't enforced the way that it needed to be able to make that actually a viable funding model. But I mean, you've got lawmakers who are like, we're going to get rid of the individual mandate that says you have to buy insurance, but don't worry, we're going to keep the cost down and keep everything else from Obamacare. Math? Do you even math, bro? That doesn't work. The math of that makes no sense. So, yeah. You know, I doubt it. I doubt it, and, you know, my thing is, even if something is spoiled, unless I have some reason to believe that it's true, I'm still going to be surprised if it turns out to be true, because there's so much bullshit out there right now. You know, there's so much bullcrap out there that, you know, hearing something doesn't wind up spoiling so much as being able to say later going, well, I guess that was true. Might, because unless you actually go and try to verify anything that you hear. Now, I can give you some actual spoilers from Last Jedi, such as it starts with the word Star Wars. Well, it starts with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It ends with music and credits. It does not include President Trump at all. He is not a character in the story. It does have a Roman numeral in it. It does not have the 20th Century Fox fanfare. That's about as far as we're going to get into me giving you any spoilers for The Last Jedi. But that's all stuff I can guarantee you is right.
Sure hope this piece of junk makes a difference. Everyone move. Yeah.
Trump as young Palpatine. That would be awesome. Come to Naboo. We are the best EOPs. We have some of, like, the greatest architecture. Just look at that architecture. It's wonderful. It's the best architecture ever in the galaxy. Very good. We just elected a 14-year-old as queen. Don't worry, Roy Moore has not slept with her yet. Believe me. Believe me. Which reminds me, the special election in Alabama is tonight. I wonder how that's going, but I think the polls... What time is it? I think the polls have about 24 minutes left. I think the polls close at 8 in Alabama. Or it's 7, but it's 8 Eastern. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But that's what you need for the Trumpism. You just need to add some to whatever you say. Like, whatever it is you say, you gotta say it kind of like you're partially out of breath, right? And you gotta, like, you gotta gin it up with a lot of greatest and, like, extreme examples of things. And then you gotta back everything up with believe me, and trust me as it, and this I will tell you, you know? That kind of thing. Kind of like, wait, I just got something. What'd I get? Did I get something for that? It says rewarded. Did it just give me something from that? Huh. Okay. WTF, mate. It sure doesn't seem like whoever put this up there actually finished the coding. This has got to be an error, right? What is the name of the crate? Not the such and such crate. It is the IDS1, so ID, identification, Season 1, Faction Trooper Booster Box name. Which they haven't come up with, apparently. I'm almost afraid to open it. So I don't want to lose whatever's in it by the fact that it apparently doesn't know what the hell it is. Because even underneath, ID for whatever's supposed to go there, at Season 1 Faction Trooper Booster Box description. Let's try it. 2 greens. Officer Resourceful, which I already have. And Assault Resourceful, which I already have. Yay! That was worth it. Okay. Weird. I figured since it said Trooper Booster that it probably wasn't a special Season 1 thing so much as it was just random stuff. It says it's supposed to be, you're supposed to get the epic cards based on the whole faction stuff later, and it's supposed to be for Finn or Phasma, so separate thing. But yeah, so that's all the Last Jedi challenges at this point. Yippee. So let's see where I am on some of these milestones I actually still need to do. Let's play some Starfighter stuff for a little bit. Fighter, bomber race. I still need, oh god, I got 35 more with the bomber dual proton torpedoes that are just awful. Yeah. And then the rest is hero stuff, but the ones that I'm furthest along on are Yoda and Kylo, so those are the 2 that I should focus on. Okay. Starfighter Assault. Okay. There we go. And here we go. Thondor. Home of fondue. Bane of all lactose intolerant people. Sneefle, sneefle. Alright, EK, have fun! Have fun. Don't spoil anything for us afterwards, but have fun, and hopefully once Thursday comes around, as soon as we get past that point, the next time I stream, I'll be changing that spoilers at the bottom as spoilers possible for The Last Jedi, and we can actually talk about it.
There's a Star Destroyer docked for repairs in the ship.
Very nice.
Far from
Cat, that's actually, I mean, that's a heck of a deal on that one. Why did it just... Why you throw me in as fighter even though I don't choose fighter, eh? What are you doing?
Won't stand a chance with those cruisers in place. Commence attack run.
Don't give up!
Ah! That's what happens when I'm looking down at the computer. Make sure I get everything pulled up correctly here. If I could actually get... So the one thing I don't like about the way updates show up on a friggin' Mac, they're just not... When they show up, it's just kind of a pain. Come on, let me sign out. Here we go. Okay, let's go to Bomber. Don't like the Bomber, but need the Bomber.
Enemy spotted.
Enemy spotted! Like a leopard, you mean?
Good work. Our Y-Wings finished their bombing run.
Whoa, did that actually work?
We'll never
That
get
had to be my torpedoes because I didn't use my regular blaster on anything, so I actually got a kill with the torpedoes that I need to use. Wow, I guess only 34 more of that shit to go. I wonder if they buffed them. Because what I'm noticing, it just takes a lot of hits to take out any given player's starfighter. So firing the dual missiles, even if they wind up hitting, a lot of times it's not actually going to kill them. Oh. There we go. Bomba.
Time to shake things up.
Shake it up.
Fights are on my tail!
They're on my tail.
Structural failure imminent. Finish them off.
They's on my booty.
This will be impossible if we don't take out those cruisers first.
Returning a cruiser.
One cruiser down. One to go.
Let's see. I see which, because I haven't played Fondor as much. Okay, so the Fondor one does have bottom exits. There's a lot of them that don't, as far as the stuff that you got to actually enter.
Cruisers are down. Scanning
But that's good.
additional defenses.
That is good. Stop shooting! No!
Whittling them down.
Whittling them down? They're not made of wood, woman! And, okay, that's not showing up correctly.
We've lost
I do
control of
too much
Y-wings.
things at
Protect
once.
those bombers.
Whoa!
We're reading heavy shielding around the dock. You'll have to take down those generators.
Around the dock. What's up, Doc? Shields. Shields are what's up.
Where'd you learn to fly?
They're destroying our Y-wings. We
Destroying
need
our
to
Y-wings. That's not good. Destroy some turrets, get some points. Oh, no.
Y-wings
Try to destroy some turrets.
Cover them so they can perform a bombing run.
Boom. There we go. Come on. Why is this not wanting to show me what I need it to show me? There we go. Bomber. Two, one.
Today, this empire falls.
Okay.
Take
Yeah, I
down
saw they
those
did
shield
Rogue One.
generators. Then we
They were a
can
little
go after
rougher on
the
Rogue
Star
One than I
Destroyer.
probably would have been, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm very much sort of a you gotta have a lot of suspension of disbelief for the films anyway. Ah, shit!
Another for our side.
There we go. Now I can actually pay attention. A little bit more. I've got the feed up on my... Whoa! I was able to pull up the feed on my system here, which I usually don't do on that particular computer, but it allows me to, yeah, already done. That's actually why I was constantly looking down there a second ago, Cap.
Generator down.
Because that, I usually don't pull up YouTube on that computer at all. But I was able to pull it up just long enough to pull up the chat from my end and take care of that. Because I can do it right from the chat. I just need to be able to get to it. I'm assuming most of them weren't true, but just from the standpoint of constantly. Huh? How would I send English class? What?
Red leader reporting for duty.
I have no idea what that means.
Blockade runners are down.
But yeah, my guess is, if anything, that was probably, if those were true spoilers, which I doubt, but if it was, I'm betting probably someone who would be considered alt legends. Someone who, unlike someone who is willing to, like, for instance, in my case, is willing to like anything that is Star Wars, or at least give it a fair chance, and can actually enjoy the Legends continuity, the new canon, and the various Infinities continuities out there as well. There's a small contingent of fandom whose big thing is that they hate Disney, they hate anything Disney Star Wars related, and therefore would spoil Disney films as a protest against the existence of new Disney Lucasfilm stuff. The same people who were running around whatchamacallit, Dragon Con a few years ago with spoilers.
Scanning free.
But yeah, beats me. Right, but sending... I'm not sure how English... I would have any insight into an English class.
Let's get in there, Red Squad.
But, I mean, I'll do things like it depends on what it is, you know? I mean, if it's a spoiler that's not actually a spoiler, if it's something that's not actually true, then it's not harmful, but it still annoys a person, perhaps. But I like sort of the fake news kind of spoilers where they're meant for humor. Like, you know, spoiler, even in The Last Jedi, Barry Allen believes he's responsible for everything.
They're on their last legs. Let's finish it.
Okay. Or spoiler for The Last Jedi, turns out Admiral Akbar is being ostracized by his people because he really, really, really likes to eat tuna. Just stupid shit. Yep, perhaps. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
Target obliterated.
But you can't take out some of these larger ships here and basically send them crashing into the others. Send them crashing into your enemies. Alright, see you, Ben. Haven't yet. I'm not actually even sure how many episodes we got. It may be 1 episode that we still have left to watch, maybe 2. We've been trying to catch up on so many other shows that one's wound up on our to-watch list, and we haven't gotten to it yet.
The reactor is wide open.
Because usually when we would be spending time, you know, just kind of chilling at home and watching stuff, a lot of times we were having to do stuff relating to the car. Or I'd be spending, you know, time figuring out what's next and that sort of thing, all the financial crap. I don't know. I figured you got it. I don't know how you get through the this particular trilogy without it, whether
Need a hand mopping this up?
either her going dark or Kylo going light. Just because they're your two primary Force characters of that generation, and a lot of the drama comes from the interplay of light and dark. Or even the idea of rejecting the idea of there being a light or a dark. But I mean, that's a big crux of their character, is their whole Force connection, so. Five, 4, 3. 5% and only 12 reinforcements. Alright. Take out the thingy.
Wrap this up or we'll have to disengage.
Oh no.
Let's go in for the kill.
We're going for the kill. Wait, was that Poe? Poe? Poe Dameron, you're alive? And victory.
We've done it. We've loosened the Empire's grip on this entire system.
Wow. And then parts of Star Destroyers and stuff fall down through the atmosphere and crash and decimate cities. Way to go, Rebellion. Way to go. I wouldn't say that. A bit too late for Kylo to turn to the light. I mean, Kylo was already sort of using the light to some degree, and having to have that balance between the two. He looked like he was wavering a little bit, at least before killing Han, on what he was intending to do. That eventually he sort of leaned back towards killing him. But Darth Vader killed hundreds, thousands, millions over the years, and was able to be redeemed in the end. That is a core tenet of Star Wars. So,
clear us a path to that Mon Calamari cruiser.
and why
We'll
wouldn't
make these rebels pay?
Kylo be able to be redeemed if someone like Vader could be redeemed? And even Lucas said back in the day when his opinion mattered, that in theory the reason why Palpatine couldn't be redeemed was less that he couldn't per se, and more because he didn't want it. You know, he didn't see there wasn't a change of heart kind of thing going on for Palpatine. He was locked into that mindset and unwilling to consider anything else. It's looking at me! It's looking at me with those red eyes!
That's a hit.
That's a hit, but it didn't give me a kill or a kill assist, so what the hell was that?
Hey, Benny.
Boom. Play the objective? Heck no. My objective is bomber kills or bomber missile kills so I can get done with that thing and stop having to play as a freaking bomber for a while. Yep, did. How is Han's case different? Vader was complicit in the destruction of the entire planet of Alderaan. How is the death of Han, regardless of his relationship to Kylo, a more irredeemable act than otherwise? Vader killed Padme, who is supposed to be the love of his life. Or at least, he led her to lose the will to live and all of that bullshit. That doesn't have anything to do with whether or not he can be redeemed in the story, though.
We've lost a group of Tybones. Protect them.
Can you play as a U-Wing? Sort of. You can't in this mode, but in the mode where, in like just a regular like Galactic Assault mode kind of thing, you can use the U-Wing as an infantry, or not infantry. Maybe called infantry, I forget. There's one of the things you can get with battle points to go in as a reinforcement is to come in on a U-Wing and be the side turret gunner guy, where you basically fly around the battlefield and you're firing down below with the turret, kind of like you could in the later days of the original Battlefront, but you can't actually fly it as a regular pilot. Unlike what you could do back in the first part of the Rogue One mission map that they had for the first Battlefront. U-Wing isn't a selectable anything for Starfighter Assault mode, unfortunately. Whoa! Man, I'm just not getting kills with these missiles, which is the entire thing that I need to do, is kills with the missiles. Oh! Clipped it. Ah, gotcha. 12 instead of 13. I wonder what the 13th was, or what the other one was.
Enemy detected.
Yeah, official. I mean, there a lot of the various whatchamacallits, a lot of the various challenges just do not give you enough information to pinpoint what you actually need to do. And that's one of them. Just like it took me how long to finally get through that 200 kill thing for with 50 of each officer or 50 of each trooper type for The Last Jedi, whereas a lot of that time was spent killing as different classes, trying to figure out which class I still needed a kill with. I got the chaunch! Sorry, that was a bad Lord of the Flies reference there that anybody who gets is going to just immediately regret ever having read Lord of the Flies. Yeah. Yeah. He was.
Initiating attack run.
I mean, Han wasn't, around a whole lot.
Good work. Our TIE bombers
Then again, neither was Leia, because he spent most of his time off with Luke. I mean, like, by the time of, like, even Bloodline, he spent probably more time with Luke than he ever spent with his own father or mother, except as a little kid. Which is something that Leia talks about in Bloodline. Shit, did it too early. As if Kylo completely took after his dad or something like that. Go clean your room. You know the rules in this house. If you don't clean your room, you don't get to have dessert. What? Dad, that's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Because, you know, Kylo wouldn't have gone through puberty yet, so he would have sounded like a Smurf.
only one left.
Get him, get him, get him. Come on, get him. Yes! Finally got a kill with the frickin' torpedo. You mean like in the special editions? I want to say those explosion rings are mainly for object stuff like that, or for the seismic chargers kind of stuff.
They're destroying
Usually.
our TIE bombers. We need to defend them.
Oh, I'm gonna die! I'm not gonna give you the pleasure! Oh. Bum, 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 bum. Depends, can Kylo hold them all in place?
Waiting order.
There's somebody I can kill. Come on, come on, come on. Come back. Come back here! Get at least a few shots in, fire a torpedo, pray that it hits him. And apparently it doesn't, because it's just going off and flying into space, and he flew in a completely different direction. Way to go, torpedoes.
Make their victory short.
You got good luck, turret. Now we got way to go, torpedoes.
TIE bomber reinforcements have arrived.
Ah, gotcha,
Make
yeah.
sure they get through.
The idea that somehow there is like a plane of outward energy as opposed to going in all directions. Physics? What's physics? Now, we don't need no physics in our game because we don't need people who tell the future. Wait, what?
The rebels are targeting our TIE bombers. Intercept them. Our TIE bombers completed their attack.
Man, I am just having zero luck with those, or almost zero luck with those double bombs. Well, the same as any other fan project. You just do a little bit here, a little bit there. If that's the way you relax, then it doesn't feel like work, so... Get it, son of a bitch! Those bombs lock on for crap. And a Y-Wing doesn't even have the ability to fire, or to do the jammer thing, so the lock should have held, but of course it didn't. Hand cramping up. It's like my hand starts to cramp up here and all down here. I don't know if it's carpal tunnel or what.
They felt that all right.
I'm not sure I want to go find out why it cramps up, because my wife has had to have carpal tunnel surgery, and that sucked. And I'd rather not have to put myself through that also. Shit! Doesn't go fast enough to get anywhere.
Our numbers run thin. Finish this quickly or we'll need to withdraw.
Boom! And we lost. Bad knees? She's got one knee that that's had to be reconstructed. But not like what you would think it was like bad knees versus like what I was saying about the carpal tunnel type stuff. Stay on target. Only 30 freaking 2 more to go of that. I prefer... I mean, I honestly don't care between the two, really. As far as the two. I like the fact that Legend of Luke Skywalker, one of the things it's done that's actually kind of cool is the whole thing of sort of retconning and making it seem as though that was all just propaganda. That one of the arguments for why the Death Star attack and such was all staged and it wasn't actually real, or the same thing for Alderaan, was that when something... you know, when it explodes in the footage, some of the footage has a shockwave and some of them don't, so that must mean it was staged. How can one event look 2 different ways? Because, of course, of 2 different, you know, of pre-97 and post-97 stuff. La la la. I don't like playing as the frickin' bomber.
The Imperials plan to cut a path right through us. Our blockade runners can bar their way.
Like a hot knife through butter. As butter. Kill the Imperial Schwein!
Servo actuator.
There we go! Alright, so I'm down to 31 that I need of that crap. Woo! Do I watch the complete saga sets or individually? It just depends. Usually individually, because usually I'm not trying to watch them as a marathon. So I just grab whichever's the most convenient package on one of my shelves. Good for you! What did you do? Dang it. It was dead before I shot. That's what the necrophiliac said.
Defend our blockade runners.
Where'd it go?
Those TIE bombers must not be allowed to complete their attack run.
How did he... how the frack did he just dodge my incoming missiles? Maybe he used acceleration, because that does break a lock. There we go. Now I'm going to follow you. I haven't heard any negative ones yet, Kevin, but then again, I haven't exactly really been hunting them down, because I know, like, for instance, I think it's Variety. It's either Variety or Vanity Fair did a big review, and in the process spoiled the hell out of the film. I'm like, you idiots!
TIE bombers are getting through. Intercept them. Keep the Imperials from destroying our blockade runners.
Why don't you call them Corvettes or CR-90s? Given the fact that they're not actually running a blockade here, are they? Or are they? Damn it! I keep firing off my torpedoes at enemies that get killed before the torpedoes can reach them.
Ship can't take much more.
The ship can't take much more, and neither can my wife. I'm out of this chicken shit outfit.
Only one blockade runner left. Protect it.
Boom. How do I play? That's my... Oh, look! Someone new popped up in the chat. Boom. Sunfisher, you play as a Y-Wing by choosing to play as the bomber class, because it's always fighter, interceptor, or bomber, except on one map where you don't get the bomber option. But you have to be playing that when the faction that you're playing as is either the Republic from the Clone Wars or the Rebellion from the original trilogy era. Otherwise, it's going to be a different ship that you're playing as. So, for instance, on this map, it just happened. I happen to be on the Rebel side, so I can play as the Y-Wing. I like the Naboo Starfighters as well. I haven't actually played as them hardly at all, though, because I think I've only played a mission over, was it Naboo, I guess? Like, once or twice in the entire time I was playing. Not sure what you mean, then. What do you mean, Sunfisher? Like, if you could clarify. You said by the gameplay, what kind of gameplay elements, specifically? Why weren't those in the original trilogy? Why weren't what in the original trilogy, Jay? Oh, the Naboo Starfighters. Probably because Naboo wasn't involved in anything at that point. Naboo was the Emperor's homeworld, so you wouldn't necessarily see a lot of people from their side fighting for the rebels, and if they're fighting for the Empire, they would have had TIE fighters. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Uh-oh! I see smoke coming out his ass! Damn it!
No turning back now.
Oh, it's... You tell me. I'm not all that great with them, but, I mean, the key thing... The thing about it is that each one has a different skill set involved. Like, I would say for the Y-Wing, the backwards ion cannon is almost useless, but on the plus side, the, if you start losing it, if you start getting hit, if you'd use this, the R2-D2 thing or the astromech thing early enough, you can regenerate some of your health. And that keeps your keeps you able to be better at staying alive, I guess. But the problem is, of course, once a missile's locked on to you, the best thing you can do is try to do the ion thing, but usually it won't work. So once a missile is locked on to you, you're pretty much guaranteed to be dead if you're in a Y-Wing. And thanks for putting that song in my head.
Get ready, everyone.
Our sensors detect incoming TIE bombers. Take them out, quick.
Get it! Yes! Yes, there's another kill with the frickin' rocket launchers. Woohoo!
Imperial target destroyed.
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna try not to sing that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Die, 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 die. Damn, I killed him, but I killed him with my blasters because it was an AI, which has less health, before the missiles could reach him. So this time it was getting killed before the missiles reached him, only this was my frickin' fault this time. Always make sure, by the way, if you want a tip, never aim for the ship itself. Unless you're trying to get a lock on, always aim for the leading indicator, because that's what's telling you where to shoot, not the ship's actual location. So aim for, like, dead. Aim for the circle, not the square. If I do get high enough up there, damn, 3,000 for Yoda, and that's the one that I need more stuff on. Favorite Bond film? Probably World Is Not Enough. Favorite Bond actor, hands down, Pierce Brosnan. And that's coming from a guy who, in the last year or so, thanks to a Christmas gift last year that my wife got me, went through this past year and watched every single James Bond film, at least of the official Broccoli films. Of course, not counting the like Never Say Never Again, that was just the remake of Thunderball and all that. I used to have a VHS copy of the Casino Royale that aired on NBC. That I forget what the name is of the actor in it now, but it was completely disconnected from all the others. I don't think I have it anymore though. Victory. Do I like the VHS Faces set? Yeah. I mean, that was my go-to version to watch from about 95 until 97, and then even after that, until eventually we had DVDs to watch, I would tend to stick with that one as opposed to the special editions. It was really only after the DVDs arrived that it was like, okay, I guess, you know, special editions are going to be the thing now. How do you properly defend the Tantive 4? There's not really an easy, like, on any of these maps, the defense of it, it's 20 more. There's not really an easy way to specifically defend it. It's basically just, if you see a ship coming at it, take it out. But that's a really difficult thing to do because of how chaotic it is. So it's just really a matter of kill as many enemies as you can, but try to stay close to the target, not far off in some other area of the map. But also, one thing I've found useful is
this cloning facility will fall.
How'd I put it? Sometimes there will be specific things that you're supposed to take out, like the Y-wing bombers coming in, where it's not player bombers, it's sent as part of the scenario, and they've got targets on them telling you to take them out. Take them out, because they're generally going to be what's going to cause more damage to the target than even a regular player is. Or they will make it vulnerable to regular players, as the case may be. I dug the old GoldenEye. I used to play the hell out of GoldenEye until Perfect Dark came out, and then I played Perfect Dark more than GoldenEye. We used to do those 4-player multiplayer team deathmatch kind of things constantly. Indiana Jones. I would have said that Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is the worst film in this series, but then they made Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and as soon as they did that, yeah. Come on! I can't turn tight enough! Screw it, I'll go after somebody else. Can you play as the Tantive 4? No, you can't. Your only options are fighter, bomber, and interceptor. The ones appropriate to each individual era. Or playing as... like here you got the Y-wings for the other side that are Clone Wars hero lines, or your hero ships for that class. And the hero ships are pretty much always something that's like freighter size or smaller. Are you just now seeing V for Vendetta for the first time? It is awesome. It is amazing. And I used to have the entire V introduction speech memorized, but I don't have it anymore.
Highly advised.
Voila! A vaudevillian veteran. Blah, blah, blah. By the vicissitudes of fate. Blah, blah, blah. You're saying that as if it's a good thing, Kevin. There now needs to be a parody. There's a great song by Hailstorm called "You Call Me a Bitch Like It's a Bad Thing," and so now we need a "You Say I'm a Good Movie because Shia LaBeouf's in it, like that's a good thing," or something like that. But then Shia would be sitting back there going, gotcha. Yeah, we used to use that in. I used to use that in class, and I would be able to vary the difficulty by the viewing guide that went with it for the students would either be sort of a question-based thing, where it was just about what's happening in the movie, and then some of the more deep political ramifications of some of the ideas. Interestingly, the gunpowder plot never shows up in the world history class, though, so it was more whenever we talk about fascism that it shows up. And students are always like, it can never happen here. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh, honey child. Show it could. Yes! Another kill with a frickin' slow-ass missile, so that takes me down to, what, 1998 or something like that? JW, why shit? Unless it's because I'm having to play as a frickin' bomber still. Possibly. Donnie Darko and Darkseid. I've seen those, but it's been so long ago, I honestly don't remember anything about them. I know Donnie Darko has Mad World in it, but I know that that's a song from Mad World only because they just recently referenced it as the song from Donnie Darko on Riverdale. Which is a show that is way better than it has any right to be. It's a freaking show based on Archie. And yet it turns out to be one of the better shows on CW right now. Which is kind of a shock.
Enemy reinforcements detected. Threat analysis high. New objective.
The threat analysis is high.
Cruisers.
Acknowledged.
Will you be getting Battlefront 2 in the future?
My patience is at its end.
I'm assuming you're asking people in the chat, because if you're asking me that I'm not, then that's when you sit back and you're like, huh? Given that this, you know, is.
Advancing tactical plan.
Yep, the original Speed was actually pretty good. I hated the sequel, but the original Speed was crazy. I remember being in the theater seeing that, and just the reactions from the crowd were awesome. You know, actually having people that into an action film. Oh, whoo, barely. Even myself back out again, and it's not wanting to even me out again. I'm holding down the button supposed to even me out, and it's not even me out. L3 is supposed to, when you hold it down, take whatever rotation you have and rotate you back to level again. Not so much this time. I'd much rather be playing as a tri-fighter right now. But no, the challenge, the milestone calls for intercept, or for bomber. Who that? Who that? Hello? Hello, 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 hello. And fire. Did I hit him enough times? Not that the missiles are going to get him. You can see the missiles already veering off. Have not seen Mad Max Fury Road. Have a hard time with the idea of watching Mad Max Fury Road unless it's on Netflix or something, because I despised the other Mad Max films. I watched them. I forced myself through them. Everybody's like, oh, they're such classics, and God, they're awful. And then, of course, we got the Phasma novel that was basically Star Wars meets Mad Max meets Lord of the Flies, which didn't fare much better, in my opinion. National Treasure films were alright. I mean, they're good popcorn fun. Don't think about them too hard. They're alright. How do you play like that if you're not in VR? I will never understand that. Where are you going? Man, he already got away from my freaking missiles. Why do the lock-on missiles not lock on well? I get this guy's leading indicator, but it's not working. Here. Get him, get him. Did I get him? Did it count? I don't know if it counted or not. Nope. I've seen Ray back in the day. I don't remember much of it. I look forward to seeing what Jamie Foxx does with the character in The Last Jedi. Jamie Foxx is Rey.
Clear the air of enemy fighters.
Even though he's blind, he thinks he can handle himself.
Separatist dreadnought detected. Clear to engage. Fire all batteries.
Where did my freaking missile go? Why did it not? There we go!
Detected. Incoming enemy capital ship, Venator class. Alert. Venator beam weapon has eliminated our dreadnought. Calculating threat. New orders. Overload Venator beam weapon to collapse shields.
Aw, oh, come on! Ah!
Hyena-class bombers initiating attack run. Defend units until completion.
Oh, that's Poe. That's why he wasn't dying from my missiles. It was Poe Dameron. I didn't recognize him without his jacket. What can I say? course, the silencer is 3,000. Gandhi was a good film.
Victory conditions approaching.
Hyena-class bombers down. Escort the group inbound.
Booyah! There we go. Uh-oh. I'll arc your 170, you son of a... Yep, Inner Space, saw. Haven't seen Walk Hard. But yeah, Inner Space I liked. Martin Short back before he was ridiculous. Well, before he was more ridiculous. Dennis Quaid.
Republic Venator has restored power. Shields up. Beam weapon back online.
Dennis Quaid's all out there being a badass. Then you got Randy Quaid like, Merry Christmas! Shatter was full! Have not seen Meet the Parents or Meet the Fuckers, either one.
Shields disabled. New orders. Target engines.
Boom, 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 boom. Come on, come on. Booyah! Aw, kill assist, so it didn't count for my count. Son of a motherless freaking... Uh-oh! Oh, defeated, but by what? Did I hit like an antenna or something? Ice Pirates? No. And before you ask, I've not seen Ass Pirates either. That is different genre of film. Wait,
cleared for ground assault.
If they're gonna shape the ships like arrowheads, let's slam them into shit like arrowheads. That was a horrible explosion, but is there another kind? 23. 27 of those crappy things to go. I hear rain!
One of our Camino cloning facilities is under attack.
It's blasters. And the old school Y-Wing. Again, because I've got to get the bomber challenges, which sucks. It's not even the ear, it's like the hair right above it. You get my hair cut soon, but have not had the time with all the other crap going on. But it's okay, because tomorrow I should have the check from the insurance, and that should pretty much end the drama of the car shit.
Stop them from firing on the Venator's bridges.
May I suggest, if you have car insurance through Liberty Mutual, that you do the Better Car Replacement Program, because that actually gave us like an extra almost $2,000 in the settlement for this time, when this happened. Because they have to give you the value of a car a year earlier. One model year newer, there you go, newer is the word I was looking for, and 15,000 miles less, so the value winds up being greater, so then once they take your deductible out and pay off whatever's left of your previous vehicle and all that kind of stuff, do it, then you're good to go. And I would highly suggest gap insurance if you're buying a new vehicle. Says the econ teacher. Yes, now, next, let's see. Yes, I have. In fact, I was at Best Buy today, and I was looking for a couple times ago when I was there. They had a new reissue of the set, but I didn't get it, of the Blu-ray set, and then I didn't get it last time. And I got Serenity recently on 4K, but actually what I was trying to grab here is one of my new favorites, Firefly, the the Gorham Shiniest Dictionary and Phrase Book in the Verse. So it's like an encyclopedia-type guide for Firefly, but it also includes all the Chinese phrases used in the show and what they mean. So, I will be learning that shit. I can cuss and no one will care. I will cuss and no one will care, but then I'll have somebody out there complaining that all of his swearing in the stream, it's all from China. Saw Serenity before? Wow. Actually, I think that's how my wife saw it. I don't think my wife ever saw Firefly, and then she watched Serenity with me at one point and was like, what is this from? And wound up watching Firefly. Oh, missed. And you're more than welcome, baby TJ, to toss the terms out, because if you knew anything about me or any of the things I've been involved with, you'd find that probably not an accurate statement, which shows you don't know shit. So enjoy, or take some time to do a little research. Feel free. Here we go. Let go. Uh-oh! Yoda's here. Everybody, we need a translator on set. We need a translator on set because we're not going to know what his orders are because we don't know what the hell he's saying. You and me both. And there's been so much people trying to hold out hope for so long about trying to get Firefly back. But surely not. I mean, surely not. Bye, fucker. Hello, Gene.
The Venator has sustained heavy damage. Everyone hold tight. Reinforcements are on their way.
That's too good for Fox. Fox is notorious for canceling good sci-fi series well before their time. And even mediocre sci-fi series well before their time. Like, APB was actually starting to slowly get good, and APB is now gone. So.
Our reinforcements have arrived. Republic cruisers. Let's send our guests.
There we go.
Welcome.
Another one towards that stinking milestone. I almost feel like I should be like, look, can I just not have regular blasters at all? Like, take away all of my abilities if I can just use the freaking missiles that you want me to use constantly without needing a refresh. Can I please? So I can at least get the freaking milestone done. Oh, nope, he used his little thingy. Oh! I was following Dark Matter as well. My wife and I watched the series, and I read the original comics that, I would say that the pilot was based on, but it was like they made the comics so that they could shop it as a series, so I'm not sure what you would call that. Like whether you would call that the comic that it's based on, or not, because I think they had the pilot script and the comic written at the same time. They just didn't have the pilot film, or the pilot, two-parter made yet.
Destroy any ship attacking our cruisers.
Have not seen Midnight Cowboy, or at least if I have, it's been so long I don't remember, which amounts to basically the same thing. Yeah, it's got its moments, but it's also not. Ah, damn it! Not one of the ones that stands out to me a lot. Like some of the characters do. I think once they got rid of one of the particular characters in the early seasons, it caused an issue for me because you expected it to be a dynamic of that group, and then one member of the group was gone very early. And A&M, I would assume most, probably. Ours is 9:30 on Thursday is what we've got set up for. I know EK, who just left the stream a little bit ago, is actually on his way to see Last Jedi because he's in Australia, so he was able to actually go see it, of course, before any American viewers could. I've seen Requiem of a Dream, but I remember basically nothing about it at all. Moulin Rouge, yes. Moulin Rouge is an old favorite of mine. I say old as if it's actually old, but I mean 16 years. We actually just replaced our DVD version with a Blu-ray version recently because of the better audio. And my wife finally got a chance to see it. She always laughed every time I told her that Obi-Wan and Nicole Kidman could sing. Haha, turns out that Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman actually can sing, and they sing pretty well.
Keep those bombers off them.
And even my wife caught on to the connection between Satine and the whole dying in a Ewan character's arms thing, which I thought was pretty impressive. I've seen The Machinist, but I don't remember much of that one either. Elephant Man, same thing. I remember very little. It's one of those ones where if a film doesn't stay with me, it's just fluff and just kind of disappears.
Our cruisers are fallen. Time to make a last stand.
And dang it. I just want freaking missile kills. I don't care about anything else. I don't even care if we win. Come on. I'm tired of playing this bomber almost every freaking time that I play this mode so I can get this challenge done. I think the only other one that I have left aside from just number of kills that is specific to a type of ship is the destroy 25 or 50 or whatever it is hero ships with a fighter, which is going to be ridiculous. But since they mark fighters like mark heroes like that, I mean, at least it'll be better than it would have been, say, in the original Battlefront game. Of course it missed. Of course it missed, because what else could it possibly have done? Because that one stuck with me. I think we talked about that before. Yeah, I mean, but again, it doesn't bother me until I try to play Jedi challenges, the AR headset thing, because that's the only time where I'm needing to plug in the phone with the lightning connector, and I need access to headphones, or want access to headphones. So instead, I have to play without headphones when I'm playing Jedi challenges, which I really need to get back into. I still haven't touched it in weeks. Mainly because I don't think about it, because I'm so focused on, you know, if I'm going to play a game, I'm like, oh, I'll just live stream some more Battlefront. But I need to get back into Doom VFR, I need to get back into Skyrim VR, I got so many things I probably need to jump back into, but because it's the thing that I stream, Battlefront 2 winds up being the thing that sucks up most of the time that I spend doing any kind of gaming lately. Jumper was pretty good, I'll agree. Not so sure about Samuel L. Jackson's look in that film, but the movie itself was pretty good. Samuel L. Jackson was like, I'm gonna look different than I have ever looked, and I don't care if it's stupid. Alright, he's got his health down some. Do the lock and fire. Come on, give me a kill for my kill count. Nope. They missed. Frickin' torpedoes missed, as they always seem to, or almost always seem to.
Enemy targeting systems locking on. We need to make a comeback.
Whoa!
Threat eliminated.
Threat eliminated. As Shaft.
Shields down. Defend the engines.
Into the fight.
He's a bad mother.
Get back in the action.
It turns out that they really were just trying to say bad mother, not bad motherfucker, and it's actually that Shaft identified as a woman, but was never there for his children. And it really just turns out that Shaft is a bad mother. There's no need to shut your mouth. Yeah, it's pretty. Ain't much to it, but it's pretty.
Things are getting desperate.
Oh! I was gonna say, what on earth just happened to the sound? But it was because of the bound.
Protect the Venator engine.
About nothing left of that ship. As the cat comes zipping through here.
Better get the second wind, or else.
I think Apple knows that it's not going to be enough to cause people not to buy their stuff. So as long as they can sell Bluetooth Bluetooth headsets, hey. Crap. I can't wait to play this as something other than the bomber.
Shields are offline. The engines are
I
exposed.
really can't. Get back here, you emo bastard! Come on, Kylo, get back here.
Been a pleasure.
Yep. Got iRobot now. Well, I had iRobot on Blu-ray, and we just replaced it today, actually, with the 3D Blu-ray that has the Blu-ray also, like the regular Blu-ray in it too. That was actually the very first Blu-ray I ever owned. Was the original one, because I remember being so astonished by the audio quality in the scene where he turns on the stereo in his home. Lock on target. Oh, still only less than halfway there. Hello, cat. What you doing? You want to say hello to people? Come here. Say hello to people. This is Kasima. Say hello to people. Hello to people. Okay. Now stop trying to eat the damn cord, will you? Apple Computers is not what it once was.
Ambush successful. Commence destruction of Republic forces.
Get away! Oh, here. Here, take that. Here, go chase that shit. There you go. That's the cat that destroyed my headphones that came with my original PSVR within a week of me buying the system. Buying the headset. Not that they were very good headphones, but I've learned now to be very careful of her with, whatchamacallit, of her and cords. Yep. Check this out. Don't you like the furriness? Don't you like the whiskers? I don't care what anybody says, I'm gonna keep grabbing them. But don't worry, because I know I said it was me on the tape, and I apologized. I'm actually now going to say that it wasn't me on the tape.
Threat detected. Republic light cruisers incoming.
Alright. Let's start some more. I think I killed it before the missile got there. I was too aggressive. Alright, where as it refreshes. At least it refreshes relatively quickly.
Bombers inbound. Intercept attack run.
Whoa! They didn't get it. They swirled around him and never actually went in for the kill. Damn it.
Making contact.
Unlock a test. Booyah. Go.
Enemy bombers breaking through. Intercept.
Break out through to the other side. I guess that's one thing I could do. I could go and upgrade my torpedoes if I have enough. Come on! If I have enough card level and and crafting parts. Because right now I'm using the uncommon version of advanced torpedoes.
Cruiser destroyed.
That might help.
Detecting damage. Tractor beams critical.
Smoke him! Oh, come on! It's an AI even. All that hammering away at that guy that it took to actually finally kill his ass. Whoa!
Calculating odds of failure.
Tractor beams destroyed. Continue general.
Has anything? I don't think I've ever had the torpedoes actually come back and hit me. No. Not that I know of. Oh, he can kill me with dual mother. But yeah, see, advanced increases the dual torpedo damage, and the damage level still sucks. But I don't think I'm at a level where I can actually upgrade it yet. I'll have to look and see. I'll do it after this match is over with.
Tactical measures engaged.
Reinforcements arrive. Separatist dreadnoughts. Odds of success increasing.
The slow crawl back into the actual action. Aw, hey! I appreciate you for coming this way and shooting at me. Just, nope, now he's dead. I was gonna blow him up, but fine, fine, fine.
Abort. Abort.
Yeah, it was Poe. I realized too late that it had the little markers around it. Should have got the hell out the way.
Analyzing battlefield.
Again, analyzing battlefield, taking all the good stuff. Well, much of the good stuff.
Detected.
Hello, Rabbito!
Immediately. Orders prevent Republic forces from destroying communications.
What about Gomer? Surprise! 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 I'm trying to remember if Goober had a saying, but it's been so long since I've seen any of the
critical threat
any of those old series.
Incoming enemy capital ships, Venator class.
Yep. Slowly working on the well, still working on the requirement of doing the 50 kills with the missile. God damn, both of them hit him! Shit! When you can fire torpedoes that lock on and actually hit it, look at this!
Republic bombers eliminated. Bombing
Way too much bullet sponge action going on for some of these milestones to be realistic. 25 with the dual torpedoes, fine. 50? That's some bullshit.
Only one Republic cruiser remains.
Pretty sure those hit him and did nothing. I'd say a movie that I liked that it's been a long time since I've seen that most people are like, what? If Looks Could Kill with Richard Grieco. Eh? Uh-oh! You'll not have me! Oh shit, he didn't have me. It's okay. Almost crashed to keep myself from being someone else's kill. Only for it to turn out that I didn't need to.
All cruisers destroyed. Communications
Yep.
array critical.
There.
Destruction imminent.
They gotta get close and they gotta be hammering away. Do I miss the iPod days? Not really. But then I had an iPod that I barely used. I wasn't really into Apple outside of the iPad until I started teaching online, and now obviously I'm working a lot of times from a MacBook that they provided, and then was using an iPhone that they provided, which is what eventually convinced me to get an iPhone instead of the Android phones that I had been using. But I've never been big on the iPod because I just wasn't in a... Like, I had an iPod, but I used it mostly for mobile, small gaming kind of stuff.
Communications array destroyed. Deterioration.
Oh, that's Yoda.
Formulating.
Yo, Yoda. Suck on a bomb. Da-da. Oh, did I just kill Yoda with one of them? Get him. Oh, come on. Both of them hit and he's not dead. Well, yeah, that would be cool to actually be able to play Starfighter style mode in arcade. Yeah, iPod Touch is what I had, JL. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the first touch device I had. I actually have not seen My Bloody Valentine from 2009. My wife actually has the DVD in the other room on our DVD shelves, but I haven't seen it. I'm assuming it won't live up to the Good Charlotte song, so I'm just kind of like, eh.
Alert. Control tower disabled. Reactor exposed. Urgent. Concentrate.
Protect the core! Uh-oh, that's Yoda again. Kill assist. Yoda must be dead. Bow, bow. Bow, bow.
Enemy bombers incoming.
Smoke him! Oh, got him even after he went inside. That's what I'm talking about. Whee! I just don't get the appeal. I mean, I guess I sort of do, but it's hard for me to see the appeal of like the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic and stuff like that. Because if you're huge on Nintendo, you probably have a Nintendo system, and most of them have the ability with the Virtual Console to play those exact same games. Which, if you really wanted them, you probably bought already. So I don't really see the appeal. Aside from just having them able to just be plugged up to the TV without needing anything else. That's a convenience factor. There we go. I have not played For Honor yet. Probably won't, just with all the other stuff I'm trying to play. My next thing on the agenda is I was trying to finish Doom and finish Doom VSR and dive headfirst into Skyrim VR, because that's going to be a huge time sink.
Error detected. Blast doors opening.
I killed him, then I died. At least I killed him. Oh, almost to where I could play as Kylo Ren. I know where you come from. You're a bomber. Before you called yourself Kylo Ren. And... come on. Damn it, they missed him again.
Warning.
Ah, and hey!
Firing on our forces.
And both of those hit him and he's still not dead, and then somebody else shoots him and he's dead. So I did not get any of the credit for... well, I got credit as a kill assist, but ain't gonna do me jack for the freaking milestone.
Blast doors closing. Defend the control tower.
Run! Cultural awareness of Star Wars film class? I mean... I think that you could take almost any modern pop cultural thing and be able to make a good study of modern social media type stuff out of it, and fandom trends in general as like a sociology class. But I'm not sure you could do that kind of thing in a film class per se. The DH-17? If you're talking about the blaster, I haven't messed around with it at all. Not really. I think that's for assault class, isn't it? If so, I'm using the CR2 almost exclusively for assault class.
Critical threat detected.
Trying to get to some more. Oh, hell no. That was Yoda, I assume. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. And of course, those missiles are like, we don't know where he going. We don't know what happened. We lost the lock again. Shot them missiles, shot the missiles up his ass, and he is still alive.
Restored. Blast doors closing shut. Protect the control tower.
That's what I'm saying. These missiles are garbage, and they want you to kill 50 with them for that milestone. That is ridiculous. When I can kill more easily with my blaster on a bullet sponge ship, that's saying something about how shitty these missiles are. I see you smoking. I firing. And fire, and do a little bit of lead fire. I don't even know where the missiles went. Where'd the missiles go? I didn't even see the missiles track him at all. Come on, bullet sponge. Oh, come on. Somebody else killed him with a missile. Well, no, did it kill? Well, maybe it was me. I don't think it was me. Yeah, but it said missile. I'm like, huh? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the A-Wing from a continuity standpoint. They're not my favorite ship to, like, watch or read about, but they're much better in this than any of the bombers tend to be. Return to objective. I'm dead. Ah! Yep, years ago, Joe versus the volcano. There we go. Let's get some Kylo Ren going here. I need to use his abilities more for more challenges. So let's see. So we got Afterburner, so just use that a bunch. So activated. Use his whatchamacallit ability here. Fine. Use that. Fine. Oh, man. Seriously? Well, I got one activation of the Afterburner thing that gave me something towards one of the milestones. At least I got something for Kylo Ren out of this. Yep, we get a new A-Wing tomorrow. There's a new hero A-Wing that's going to be part of the drop of the Season of the Last Jedi content that all shows up tomorrow. So I'm down to 22 more. And 5 more times of Burning Rage. 15 more times of Lock On to Target. Alright, that's not bad. Oh, I was going to go check and see if I can upgrade that thing. Battlefront 2. And it's long loading times. Wah! Cat's over there now sitting on the chair looking at me like, "What you yawning for? You slept all day." No, I didn't sleep all day. You slept all day, cat. Ooh, rewards unlocked. What kind of rewards? Alice is telling me that one. I didn't think I did anything new that got me any rewards. Not that I know of. Alright, so let's see. Collection is what I want. Yeah, artillery is what it's called. That's the one where you can be in the U-Wing. Bomber? Bomber. I'm not at bomber level 8, so I can't craft it. But I can force the issue, or bomber level 8. I'm at bomber level 8, and I need to be at 10, but I can force the issue. So it's going to cost me 120. It's going to cost me 200 to do this. Bomber defense upgrade. Tuned lasers. Advanced capacitors. Advanced target lock. Craft for 40. What's this one? Targeting computer, which is time to lock on decrease. Which is fine. I'll go ahead and do advanced capacitors. Now I should be up to level 10, which should unlock my ability to do the upgrades. So... yeah, advanced. Now I can upgrade it. Increases dual torpedo damage. We're going to increase it again. So now we're at a 20% damage increase, and then eventually I can get a 40%, but that's going to take an epic. Let's see if this helps things along a little. And now I'm down to only 110 crafting parts, which sucks. But I expect to open up a crap ton of crates tomorrow because I'm at 45,000, almost 46,000 credits because I'm waiting to see how much it's actually going to cost to get Finn and Phasma tomorrow. And whether we have to pay for the new A-Wing out of credits. And once I get those unlocked with any credits, I'm going to be able to spend them on lots of crates. Crates and crates and crates. What time it be? Yes, okay. Alright, I'll probably go ahead and just cut it here. I'm not sure exactly what our schedule is looking like for the evening with my wife doing their team building stuff. But I haven't eaten dinner yet or anything like that. And I got a few more things to take care of around here. So I'll go ahead and call it here. So we are at over 2 hours already. Looking ahead, let's see. Today is Tuesday. I would expect to stream tomorrow, almost a guarantee. It'd be sometime after 3:30 Eastern, sometime before 7:30 Eastern would be when it would end. I will very likely be trying to get Jim Perry on there with me because tomorrow, of course, is when all the cool stuff drops for... when all the stuff drops for Season of the Last Jedi and all. Is that Ron? First person only mode? Not really. I mean, I think you'd have less people who were willing to give it a shot, especially, like I say, the first Battlefront, if it was only first person instead of third person. I tend to play third person shooters, but not first person very much. It's actually fairly rare that I play as first person in this game, unless I'm playing with someone who uses a scope-based weapon. Let's see. Can't make it 7:30 because 7:30 is when I have to end tomorrow. We're going to probably get in there because we're going to be, of course, talking about the new Last Jedi content that drops tomorrow. And then I would assume probably nothing on Thursday. Or maybe on Thursday, but it'll be fairly early on Thursday from within that time window because I'll be getting ready to go actually see The Last Jedi that night. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's really just going to kind of depend. My guess is I'll be doing some streaming this weekend, just not sure when. It's going to come down basically to my wife's schedule, but also when some of the recording scheduling is going to go on because I'm sure that Michael and Mark for both podcasts and then for the vlog and everything, that I'll be doing a lot of recording with reactions about The Last Jedi. And that will probably take up at least some of the time that I would normally be spending to stream if I was able to. But tomorrow, sometime after 3:30 Eastern, ending at least before 7:30 Eastern. So sometime in that little 4-hour window, probably get in about a 1 hour to 2 hour stream, just depending on what's going on. And hopefully, when they drop that new content, there'll be more challenges because they didn't have a new daily today. They just had the one that's been there all along, which granted, I was able to finish, so that's great, but still, didn't make a huge dent here for me. So, with that, the quick spiel, or starting up the spiel. I, of course, am Nathan P. Butler. On this channel, you will find stuff like from the Star Wars Home Video Library that had a recent release about the 7 reissues from Walmart of Star Wars Home Video stuff just recently that also has a DVD in each one for Forces of Destiny. If you're trying to check those out, find more information there. A PlayStation VR holiday buying guide is on there. New release, or new overviews of the contents of the new X-Wing releases from Waves 12 and 13 are on there, those 5 ships. Of course, I'm also the author of A Saga on Home Video, a fan's guide to U.S. Star Wars home video releases, which would make a great Christmas gift, right? Which you can find on Amazon. I also host Star Wars Beyond the Films with Mark Herleman and Cloud City Casino with Michael Morris over at StarWarsReport.com, and my Star Wars Timeline Gold, the most comprehensive Star Wars chronology available anywhere at over 3,100 pages after 20 years. It had its 20th anniversary back in October. You can find that at StarWarsFanWorks.com/timeline. My Patreon, for those who are interested in some exclusive audio commentaries and such, or Q&A videos, you will find that on patreon.com/Nathan P. Butler. So with that, thank you all. I'm good at it now because I've said it so freaking many times, and I kept being told, if you really want to cross-promote, you got to make sure the spiel is on there. So I figure, if I'm not going to do like hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hey, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you share this video kind of stuff, then at least I can let people know where to find the other stuff, and they can sort of do as they wish, as the case may be. But all right. So thank you all. I'll be continuing to work on those milestones. Keep an eye out for the new The Last Jedi content tomorrow. Should be the first indication of what a real season of DLC content is going to look like for Battlefront 2. We should have a new Galactic Assault map on Crate, a new Starfighter Assault map over Dakar. We should have a new campaign mission called Resurrection. We should have a new ship for Starfighter Assault, which is the new A-Wing based on The Last Jedi. We should have Finn as a new hero, Phasma as a new villain, and so on and so on. So how that rolls out and how well they handle it, we shall see. Will it be a stunning moment of greatness for EA pushing out, or EA and DICE pushing out free DLC, like a DLC pack worth of DLC for free, and everyone saying this is what we like instead of season passes? Or will it wind up being that EA will trip over themselves, fall down flat on their face, and wind up with a railroad spike through their eye socket, as they seem to do most of the time with major announcements lately? We shall see. Well, be back tomorrow. Thanks, guys.